1 year ago, I made a decision that changed my life completely. Today, I want to look back to see if it was worth it. 1 year ago, I was living two different parallel lives. One life in the corporations in the week, and in the weekend I tried to watch as much as possible football, and also I center football in my holidays. And I have the questions: should I start to document all these things on YouTube? Should I create a YouTube channel? And at the beginning I was a little bit in doubt with this thing, because it wasn't about the money, but it was about what is if I lose the passion for football, because I will film, I will take all my attention to the filming. I didn't take the attention to football and to live the football in the right sense. And I take the decision to leave the corporate job and to create a YouTube channel, and in the second part to create also football tours around the world, around Europe and South America. I started to create the channel to watch the first games. I remember 1 year ago I watched 3 games in Germany. I upload my first videos on YouTube. It was decent with the views. I started to create a community, to create also a Instagram page and also a Facebook page. And after that I think why I shouldn't create also football tours. And I create this page also to promote me and to organize football tours in South America. I created videos, and in April last year I started also with the football tours. I organized the first football tour in South America, but in that time it started also a disappointment, to say so. I created 50 videos in South America, and it was very bad with the views and with the interaction with the other people. But I put questions, and I think why I received so few views, because in my opinion the content was very good for the Romanian football sphere, and it was in the Romanian language. But I think also in the past and say, let's change in English. And after I changed it in English, the views changed also, and I received in the last time more views, more interaction with the community, and other things. I started firstly to change the video vlogs, the title of the vlogs in English, and I reached 300,000 views at the Galatasaray Liverpool vlog. I will add also the vlog in the descriptions, and that was the point that I said, okay, it's worth it and I need to change in English. But now let's speak a little bit about the previous year, because it was a full year, I think, with more than 50 football games in 15 countries. I watch football in Europe, in South America, and also this year in Africa. But let's speak a little bit about the previous year. We started in Germany with second Bundesliga games, very good atmosphere. I remember in Hamburg, also in Rostock. Then in Poland, a lot of games in Gdynia. Then in I think it was in Kielce and other locations. I will add now a map with all the countries that I visit in this year, and with a list with the games. But the most interesting thing was the South American tour. I organized the South American tour with 12 people. Also, I organized everything from the flights, accommodation, tickets, every guides in Rio de Janeiro, in Buenos Aires, in all the locations. And we started the tour in Argentina. We watched Boca Juniors against River Plate. We watched Deportivo Morón. Also, this shirt is from Deportivo Morón. I don't know if you know about this team, but for me it was one of the biggest surprise in the South American tour. They played for the promotion in the first division. They won the semi-final, and then sadly they lost the final for the promotions in the first division against the team of the president of the Argentinian Football League. We watched also Flamengo in Copa Libertadores. We watched also final of Copa Libertadores, final of Copa Sudamericana. But now let's speak a little bit, to say so, on the top 3 highlights of the last year. I will put the South America tour with Boca Juniors, River Plate. I recommend you, if you have the chance, to go to travel to South America and to watch Boca Juniors at home. It does not matter about the opponent. I recommend you to go to a normal game. You avoid the tourists and you will watch a very good atmosphere in comparison with Europe. In South America, the fans and the people lives football through the passions, through love, and all the lives of the people are in the center of football. The second thing that was so very impressive for me was the derby from Algeria. I traveled in Algiers without any expectations, without expectations, with nothing, and I reached one of the best ultra culture in the world for me. I watched 3 games there. I watched Belouizdad, I watched Belouizdad at home, Constantine at home. Constantine is an amazing city, and the love for the people from Constantine was amazing. Then I watched also the derby of Algiers, Mouloudia against USM Algiers. That was for me, I think, one of the top 3 football games that I watched in my life. Algiers, the whole city, it's concentrated in football. If you travel and you walk through the Kasbah, you can find, I think, thousands of graffitis and murals from the both of the teams. And in the stadium, it was crazy. I arrived 5 hours before the game start. The curve was full. A lot of troubles in the stadium between the home fans and the police. And when we are speaking about the atmosphere, was insane. The USM Algiers with 2 big choreos. I will let you know images. And the home side, also the Mouloudia, I think 500 flares, more than 4 pyro shows with a very strong support. And I speak with the people from there, and for me was very impressive that they have more than 9,000 ultras in the stadium, 3 groups, Ultra Corsair, 12 player, and Amore Mentalita. And it was combinations between the ultra style from Italy, the Tifo style, and the Morocco style. And if I put on the 3rd place was the game from the last week, Crvena Zvezda against Partizan Belgrade. It was one of the best derby in Maracana of Belgrade in the last 20 years, I think. In the last 10 years, surely 100%. I let you now the images to see. It was also for me a nightmare to arrive in Beograd. We need to took a car 1 day before the game, but we had a problem with the car. the driver didn't want to drive to the Belgrade. I take the train in the last 30 minutes before the train leaves the station. I travel 2,000 kilometers, 35 hours of traveling for only 4 hours in Belgrade, but it's worth 100% of these things. Delije Sever with a very massive pyro show, also the Grobari from Partizan, strong support. The stadium was almost sold out, 41,000 people I think, and I will put in the top 3 games from this year. And I can speak also a little bit about tensions moment in Paraguay. I think it was last game of the season on Cerro Porteño Stadium. The game was sold out in 20 minutes. We didn't find tickets. I contacted the guy from Cerro Porteño. He helped me to enter into the stadium. The stadium was, I think, with 50% more people into the stadium, because in the same week Shakira needed to concert in Asunción in Paraguay and a stand was closed. The Barra Bravas entered into the stadium with a lot of pyro. The police recognized this and it started a big fight between the Barra Bravas and the police. It was a little bit of tension, but the tension was solved and we had a very, very good game. And it was the first time in my life that I feel that the stands shake a lot, and I think that the stadium will go down. And no pyro until 85 minutes, and then started 5 minutes of full fireworks, of full torches and everything. And I finished the South American tour with the tourists, 12 tourists. I think they watched around 10 games, and I finished then with final of Copa Sudamericana that Lanús win against Atlético Mineiro in Paraguay. It was an explosion of emotion. Lanús win on penalty shootout. It was, I think, one of the most emotional and passionate game that I watched in my life. A lot of people cried at the finish of the game, and the last game of the tour was final of the Copa Sudamericana, Flamengo against Palmeiras. Crazy stories. My guide from Rio de Janeiro traveled to Lima to watch the final. Also Mancha Verde from the Palmeiras traveled more than 5,000 kilometers with the buses, with the caravana through the Andes. Then they arrived to Lima. It was crazy. 1 week of traveling through the mountains, through 5,000 meter altitudes. It was completely crazy. After that, I come at my home and I reflected about the views, about the subscribers. I didn't was so confident. I want to leave the YouTube, but I have an idea and I said, what if I change from Romanian to English, to create videos for all the world, because my videos are not interest only for the Romanians, are interest in the world, in the whole world. And I started the year to travel to Algeria, as I explained you before, and the first video was very good, but the second and the third was impressive. 45,000 views, a lot of messages, a lot of positive words from the people from Algeria. They are very, very kind people and love people, and I want to say big up for the Algerian ones. And that was my first year from the YouTube. I want now to show you questions from my community. I have any questions to speak a little bit about the questions, and after that the future plans. A little spoiler, I will have another tour in South America with with 10 tourists against Brazil and Argentina, and we will watch also River Plate against Boca at Monumental, but we will speak a little bit further about that. Now let's see the questions. And the first question: how did you manage to get tickets for Boca River? I know it's, I think, the question that I receive every week about this thing, and I will explain. I traveled 4 or 5 years ago, first in South America, and I watched Boca Juniors at home. I created a contact with a guy from there, and the guy helped me to buy tickets, and they helped me with tickets. Last Super Clasico, 12 tickets with my group, and I sold also 2 other tickets for another couple that come to Buenos Aires. Also, it's all safe. This year we will visit again Boca Juniors at home, Boca in Libertadores, and River Plate Boca Juniors with the same guy, with my contact. And if you want to watch Boca Juniors at home or any South America games, please write me, because I organize tour and I can help you to buy tickets. Second question, oh, very interesting questions. I haven't seen you go to the big clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Premier League teams. Why? It's very, very simple. I watched these teams in the past, but to watch Barcelona on Camp Nou, Real Madrid on Santiago Bernabeu, or something like Liverpool at home and Anfield, for me it's not a passion. A lot of tourists, a lot of Chinese people that they have nothing with the real football. They go there, they take up the prices of the tickets, and for me it's not interesting to stay at a game only to watch football. I can watch football at home. I don't need to go to a game to watch football. I go to a game to feel the football, to feel the passion, to feel everything that it's in the football area. Because as my motto, a slogan, football is more than 90 minutes. For me, it isn't interesting the 90 minutes on the field. The football is more than 90 minutes. It's about social things, about neighborhoods, about people, about politics, about everything. Also, that is the reason that I prefer to watch Austria Salzburg in second division in Austria, a very nice stadium near the mountains, again in detriment of to watch Real Madrid or such these teams. Also, that are not for me. Do you make money from YouTube? To be honest, I started in the monetizations process, I think in November, and it started, but it didn't cover the expenses that I have for a video or to watch football. But now it's a mix. I receive money from YouTube, and I receive also money from the tours that organized, and I can survive and I can create content also in the next year. South America, it's safe? Very, very good questions that I received. It questions, I think 1 or 2 per month. Yes, it's very, very safe if you have a guide. For example, in Brazil, we have a guide, a Flamengo fan, Marius. Salud, Marius, if you watch our video. He's with us. We are going to the city. We are visiting all the Rio de Janeiro. We are visiting also favelas. We had a micro with almost 14 people or something like that is the capacity. We watch with a professional driver, with a professional guide. Everything is safe. If you hear my if you hear my advices, and if you are looking, because also in Marsilia can be unsafe, also in Barcelona can be unsafe, also in London. Also, if you watch and if you are careful, nothing happened, and I recommend you to watch South America and other countries like that in the opinion of the people are unsafe, but I can say 100% that are safe. Best atmosphere in the last year. I remember 10 minutes ago or so, Derby de Algeria, Belgrade derby, and all South American derbies. And a very important mention, I watched also in January Magdeburg Dynamo Dresden, and I recommend everyone to watch football in second division and in the third division from Germany, but because for me are the best ligas to watch football in Europe. And the last questions. It is dangerous to attend the San Lorenzo match. I read a lot of articles that can be unsafe. To be honest, before I watched the first game from San Lorenzo 4 years ago, I was in the same skepticism and the same way in the doubt, but I have also there a contact, and he teach me in which part of the stadium should we stay to don't have any problem. To be honest, the stadium from San Lorenzo, it's in an unsafe barrio from Buenos Aires, in Baggio Flores. I know also why the guy put this question, because a journalist from Romania watched the football game at San Lorenzo and said that it's very, very unsafe, that a lot of people stay with knives, with guns, with a lot of things, and they want to intimidate you and they want to rob you or something like that. But the San Lorenzo stadium has two parts. I show you now on the video. On the part, it's the Baggio Flores part, that it's a little bit unsafe, but every time we stayed on the second terraces, when everything is safe, the Barra Bravas gather there. They are also asado, also the grills from Argentina. They have Fernet, everything. Also, no pressure, no unsafe things. We watched also last year football in Moron, another suburb from Buenos Aires. Everything is safe if you are with the right person and if you have a contact. Also, I have contacts at every games and everything is safe. And now let's go to the last part of this video. We need to speak a little bit about the future plans. I remember that I will organize this tour in South America. We are leaving in April, 2 weeks. I think we will watch around 8, 9, 10 games. Everything is organized. The tour is sold out. We will watch Boca Juniors at home in Libertadores, River Boca at El Monumental, Fla, also Fluminense Flamengo, the derby from Rio de Janeiro. We will watch also, I think, Botafogo, San Lorenzo at home, another game in Sudamericano Libertadores in Buenos Aires. I think also second tier games. And if we had a good program and a good fixture, we will take the ferry to Montevideo to watch Peñarol or Nacional in Libertadores. That is the plan for April. I plan also in May, why not, if the fixture help us, to create a group for Morocco, for Casablanca derby. We don't need any presentations for Casablanca derby. It's, I think, the best derby that you can watch in your life. Raja Casablanca against Wydad Casablanca. And in the summer, I think, in the north of Europe, if Romania didn't qualify for the World Cup, but for the World Cup I will film in the Romania games, because I want to go to Romania games with the full of heart, without filming, without nothing, only to support the Romania team, because it's the only team that I support active now. And on the professional parts, I want to improve my English. I I'm sorry that I don't speak so good English. For me, it's hard to speak English. It was easier to speak in Romanian, but I want to improve and want to develop this YouTube channel every month and every minute. And I want to learn a little bit to change my editing. I try now to create also thumbnails and something like that, because I see that they are interesting for the people. And I want to see also other culture that are not mainstream culture for football. Why not other tour in Algeria? I receive every day, I think, messages on Instagram, YouTube or Facebook. Come to Algeria, come to see other teams, come to see Kabil, come to see other teams. And 100% this year I will organize a tour to Algeria. It's very, very hard with the tickets there. They're another world there, but I have the contacts, and thank you for all the people from Algeria that are helping me. And I think I will try to organize also other 1 or 2 tours in South America again in August, September, October. I don't know at the moment. I will try to create also other videos on YouTube, because I can't travel every week to create videos, and I want to create in the future 2 videos every week about the football culture, about the politics in football, about rivalry, about friendships, about a lot of interesting things as casual culture, about hooligans, about the ultras, about these topics. And I think in the next weeks I will start to create videos about these things. And why not to create interviews in Romanian or in English or in Spanish with other people that are from football culture. Also, I want now to explain you again that football is more than 90 minutes. It's more than 22 players that are on the pitch. Football, it's about culture, it's about people, it's about politics, it's about cities, it's about everything. Because if you travel with me or if you watch on my videos, you will discover also the cities, the gastronomy, the opinion of the people and everything. And in the next episodes I want to improve also the before atmosphere of the games. I know in the last videos I didn't film so much before the games and around the stadiums, but 100% in South America I will change the type of the videos, and I will film more before the games, interviews, and all the things and the surroundings around the stadiums. And I will concentrate only a little part of the video about the game, also into the stadium. So, was it worth it? 100%. I recommend you to follow your dreams, to travel around the world, to watch football, and don't forget that football is more than 90 minutes. I thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe if you didn't subscribe, because it helped me a lot, and we will see us, I think, the next week with another video on my YouTube channel.